Freaks, it's Monday, June 30th, 2025. Coming up on the program today, when shit piles up into a not-so-delicious poop lasagna. Plus, head-banging Yankee Doodle Dandy music. Which prime minister will totally show you his uncut dick? And a bunch of 10-year-old girls plot a murder for funsies. All this plus your voicemails today. Distorted View Daily proudly presents Me Goes Metal.
The stars are out and written tonight, and the feet is feeling awfully ripe for a cool glass of sweet tea under the magnolia tree. The world is moving way too fast, and I need to settle down. I need a glass of fresh month, my sugar gay fantasy. I want some sweet tea, but darling, you and me, this love in the world is spread so sweet. Let's have some sweet tea, mama the magnolia tree. I'm ready for some sweet tea, sugar down on me.
It's Distorted View Daily with Tim Henson.
Please, no confessions involving children.
I came here for two things, to suck some hard candy and suck some dicks.
Calm my ass down.
The vagina is full of AIDS.
Yes, Tim Henson back here with you to kick off a new week of programs. Have a great one for you. Freaks, I'm a little concerned. I fear there may be a cruise in my future. Like a boat cruise, you know, like a Carnival cruise in the Caribbean or whatever. This is something I have never wanted to be a part of. Everything about it goes against my nature. I'm not particularly a fan of the open seas. I don't swim or snorkel or whatever people do when they reach their destination and go on little excursions. It's just so crowded. I don't like that. I've seen the little parties that are thrown on the boats. Bunch of fucking 50-year-old people having a dance party and then playing bingo. Like, it is just, I don't know. Just never appealed to me. Lord Douche went on a cruise. It was a gay cruise, but it's not what you're thinking. And by that, I mean, he didn't get tossed around and bred like an animal. At least, you know, he told me that didn't happen. Actually, I believe him because while it was a gay cruise, it was actually a lesbian cruise, and he was like staff. He was like hired to take photos of the event. And, you know, if a regular cruise seems so unappealing to me, imagine that boat full of thousands of dykes. I mean, now it's just a nightmare situation. And over the years, Lord Douche has said, I will never go on a cruise again. It was awful. My cabin had to be switched 3 times. We got stuck in a storm and I got super sick and it just sounded awful. I've noticed though, over the years, he off and on, he'll be like, oh, you've never been on a cruise. You should really go on a cruise at least once in your life. Experience it. And then I always say, what, do you want to go on a cruise or something? And he's like, no, I don't want to go on a cruise. I'd go on it for, you know, to be with you, you know, so you can experience it. But I have no interest in that. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have any interest either. So we don't have to worry about the whole cruise thing. Crisis averted. That all seemed to change, though, recently. And we have Netflix to thank for that. You'd think, based on the title alone, this documentary would be a warning to people. It would keep people from wanting to cruise because the name of the documentary is Trainwreck Poop Cruise. Have you guys seen this yet? It's a few weeks old at this point. And the show follows this horrible sequence of events that took place in February 2013 aboard the Carnival Triumph cruise ship, in which there was an engine fire. Subsequently, all power went out. And that's just the start of this nightmare. I think it was supposed to be like a 4-day cruise. It ended up being 8 days. 5 of those days, the ship was just like stuck in the middle of the ocean. No toilets. People had to poop in bags. And that's before all the flooding started. Like, shit started rising from the toilets. People were like walking in piss and shit throughout the ship. Lord Douche and I watched this documentary, and that sort of like kickstarted his interest in cruising again. Then we started watching this other series called The Cruise, which paints cruising in a much more positive light. For instance, in that show, there's no shot of like turds floating in ankle-deep water in people's cabins. That show, again, is called The Cruise. It doesn't follow Carnival Cruise Line. It follows, I think, Virgin, one of those Virgin cruise ships, which seems to be like a tier or two up from Carnival. It's a little ritzier. So I could see getting into that. Plus, oh my God, the food. That all looks appealing. Now you got my attention. Like the unlimited food, and like you go to your cabin and it's like stocked with liquor. It's starting to sound way more appealing, right? But I told Lord Douche, I'm like, look, our house is falling apart. My mom is falling apart. You know, like we can't go on a cruise. We don't have any money. And he's like, oh, but I guess he has like some credit card he's been using since, I don't know, the age of 18. That is like a rewards thing for travel. So he has all these points and we could just like travel for free. That also sounds appealing. So I don't know. A cruise might be in our future, and it's all thanks to Trainwreck Poop Cruise, a documentary all about people on a cruise having to shit in bags. That seemed to be one of the main focuses of the... You know, I've got a few clips here from Poop Cruise, just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here. One of the first groups of people we're introduced to is a gaggle of white chicks who, of course, took a cruise for a bridesmaids party.
We put our luggage down and we went straight up to the bar.
I get it. You want to get the vacation started. You just know they're going to be a problem, though. They're going to be the loudest fucking cunts on that boat.
We were supposed to go to some kind of safety briefing, but I remember being like, we're not going to need this information. Like, what are the chances we need to remember a muster station, right?
We wanted to get the party started.
Yeah, enjoy yourself while you can. Well, in the middle of the night, the power goes out. Come to find out, the engine room's on fire. Just a little problem there. It's okay. Once the fire goes out and it cools down, they've got backup engines. I don't know, they got like 6 or 7 engines, right? Everything will be back to normal soon. Just everyone sit tight.
Very important information, folks. As you probably know by now, the toilets are not flushing and it's going to start causing a little bit of a problem in a short while. I remember this. Come up with a plan. So, folks, if you do need to do a number 1, everybody, you can do it in the shower. And if you do need to do a number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to deliver some red bags to all of the bathrooms on board. And if you do need to do a number 2, we ask that you please do it in the red bag and drop it off in the bins in the corridors. Thank you, folks, and I'll be back with any more updated info.
And that's luxury cruising. There's one guy who is featured in this documentary who cannot fathom this. Like, most people are just like, look, we'll do what we got to do. This guy's like, I'm going to hold it for 7 days. I will not shit. He spends the whole movie pretty much scouring the ship for working toilets.
What the fuck?
You guys are ruining my bachelorette party. Like, it's all about her.
Oh, what world are we living in?
You fucking in some poor country or something? Fucking India? Again, I get it. They paid thousands of dollars to go on this trip. But, you know, excuse the expression, but shit happens. The ship was on fire.
I know it was hideous, but that's the only option that we had. Do it in a plastic bag. Tie the bag, put it in a bin, and then dispose of them down below. It really was a genius plan.
Yeah, they came up with this idea like on the fly because they weren't expecting every fucking toilet to just stop working at once. Maybe they should include that in a contingency plan. I'm guessing Carnival has updated their operating manual or whatever procedures since this incident.
As soon as I saw the red bags, I was like, oh no. Oh no. Mm-mm.
I guarantee you each and every one of them use that fucking bag. You know, you can hold your shit for 2, maybe 3 days, but then something's gonna give and it is going to be your colon, you know? It's interesting to watch this movie, not just for the poop thing, which is funny, but when systems break down, society will quickly devolve into anarchy. Like, it's everyone for themselves. Now, keep in mind, they're on a cruise ship, People are aware of their situation. Help is coming. It's just taking a long time. We're not in, war-torn Bosnia, but that's kind of what the ship has turned into.
I went down to the lower decks and saw and smelt and felt the air of sickness. Here are the infamous poop bags.
They're just lining...
That's probably full of feces.
Lining the floors at this point.
And then there was the food.
Yeah, by day 5, food is running out.
The next day morning, I threw away all the perishable food and started to make sandwiches.
That's the chef, right? So he threw away all the perishables, and he's just trying to create some food for people. And so there's enough food for people, right? It's just not, gourmet food anymore. It's not steak and lobster.
Everyone's out for themselves. They're in line to get food. They're going to get as much food as they can.
Fuck their fellow man. Like, everyone is literally in the same boat. Everyone's hungry. Everyone wants food. Like, why do you get 10 hamburgers and another person just gets 1?
One hamburger.
One burger.
Other people are getting 10 to give them back. I just want fun.
The hoarding on board was ridiculous. People just grabbing everything and sort of taking it with them to the little camps.
Now, of course, the staff of the ship is comprised of all sorts of different people. One of them is like a Russian chick.
Made me think that, now all these Americans somehow can feel what it was in a dictatorship country where shit like this happens and it doesn't surprise anyone. Yeah, welcome to the Soviet Union, people.
Now, food was not the only issue. Accommodations were also beginning to be a problem because there's no air conditioning on the ship. So everything inside is extremely hot. People want to lay outside, but there's only a set number of decks, chairs and stuff.
There were people taking sheets and putting them over chairs and making tent cities. And so there was a rush to get a deck chair. And people were tugging and fighting. This is my area. These are my people. And don't come messing with us. You saw that a lot.
This is probably somewhere between 24 and 48 hours after the power went out. That's how long it took to become fucking Lord of the Flies on the sea. That's what they should have renamed the ship. Carnival's Lord of the Flies on the Sea. Got a nice ring to it. By the way, the food thing wasn't even really an issue for that long because some other ships arrived bringing supplies, bringing food. So at no point do these people actually go hungry. But still, it was a very unpleasant situation, mostly because of the poop stuff.
We were starting to smell urine. Yeah. Starting to smell the toilets. They weren't draining.
So if you watch the documentary, the first plan was for a ship from Mexico to come and tug the cruise ship back down to Mexico because that's where they were closest to. However, by the time that Mexican ship arrived, the cruise ship had been drifting so far out, it was now closer to America or something. So the tugboat couldn't tug it back to Mexico, so now they got to wait another few days, and then another ship is going to come tug it to Alabama here in the United States. So that's going to add a few extra days of misery for all of the guests. Now, you recall I mentioned there was this guy who was just trying to hold his poop. He was refusing to poop in a bag.
When Jen announces that it's going to be 2 or 3 more days, it's like, I don't know if I can hold it. I am not going to make it without going to the bathroom and having a number 2. All right.
Dude, just poop in the bag. Everyone's doing it. You're not better than anyone else, but I will give this guy credit. He's like, this fucking ship is huge. There's gotta be a working toilet somewhere. So while everyone else is fighting over territory and scraps of food, this guy goes on a little adventure from top to bottom. He goes exploring on the ship, and he eventually does find a toilet he can shit in. Now, he wasn't the only one who was having some bathroom issues. That chef guy also had to take a massive BM.
I really had to go. Number 2. And I found this public restroom, and I go inside, and it was the most nastiest thing I have ever seen in my life. People were covering the poop with the toilet paper and then again pooping on top of it. So it was a layer after layer after layer. It was like a lasagna.
A shit lasagna. Shit
lasagna. Shit lasagna. Shit lasagna.
Yeah, well, that's Trainwreck Poop Cruise. That's what got Lord Douche interested in going on another cruise. By the way, for years, Lord Douche always tells me, commercials don't work on me. He's like, commercials try to get you interested in a product. When I see a commercial, it makes me not want to buy it. It just, advertising doesn't work. Someone even told me, like some advertising exec says I'm like the worst person to be marketed towards because it doesn't work. Meanwhile, a movie called Poop Cruise makes him want to go on a cruise. He saw that and he's like, yes, that's what I want to be a part of. That's what I want to experience. Goddamn shit freak is what he is. I think we should probably move on at this point. We're going to check in with the Discord. Thank you guys for continuing to post audio and video suggestions. Great submissions coming in. It really does help out. Sweet Leprechaun is first up on deck today with a submission from East Coast Haunters Convention. For those of you who don't know, there are conventions out there for people who absolutely love Halloween and really anything spooky, including testicles of the damned. Okay, what am I talking about here exactly? Well, basically what we're looking at here are truck nuts, but made with scary monster balls. Like there's a testicle with bat wings, or a pair of testicles with bolts coming out of the side, a la Frankenstein's monster. These things are called haunt nuts, and here is someone who attended the event to describe more.
All right, Haunsaw, what you got for us at East Coast Haunters Convention? The new game-changing product for the haunted house industry, Haunt Nuts. Truck nuts for haunters. We have 3 separate varieties. We have Wolfman's Nards.
What? Wolfman's Nards? That's the first one. By the way, take a look at the featured image over there at DistortedView.com and SuperFreakSideshow.com if you'd like to see said monster nuts.
Frank's Nuts and Bolts, and of course, last but not least, Count Sacula. Yes. So put Count Sacula on the back of your hearse today.
Oh, that's a good idea.
From Haunsaw.
Well, this convention was just held a month or so ago. I've not been able to find a place online where you can order the monster nuts. I bet you when we get closer to Halloween, we'll start to see these things. They'll pop up at Spirit Halloween and stuff. So there you go. That's pretty cool. A couple other clips, like switching gears completely. At the top of the show, you heard something kind of interesting. What if Mead Skelton's music was turned into death metal? The results kind of shocked me. It's like actually kind of good, right? Oh, you don't even know how awesome this gets. Like Sweet Tea was pretty good. It was like an introduction into Mead metal. I took a few of some of my other favorite Mead songs, and they came out even better. I really think Mead should do something like this. Finally, his music is listenable. I had no idea his lyrics would translate so well to heavy metal. I've got 2 more examples here for you. Shortly after the George Floyd incident, Mead recorded a song called Black Lives Matter. It is extremely racist. It kind of just shows you what an asshole Mead is. That being said, this version rocks the free world.
They keep saying that Black Lives Matter, huh? Well, that's news to me. 'Cause if something violent happened every day within the black community, well, Tyrone's standing there with his pants hanging down. He's got 12 baby mamas all over town. And do Black Lives Matter when they go splatter? They're killing each other every day. You won't see it on the news. It doesn't fit the narrative. What more can I say?
I mean, listen to that guitar, right? I really think Mead should post these on his channel. If he wants the audio, I'd be happy to give it to him. This is his. I mean, I created it with AI, but, I didn't do a lot of work there. These are his lyrics, and quite frankly, I don't want to post this stuff. I'd like to distance myself from this music, but I know Mead is very proud of it.
There's another mass gang shooting happened down in the ghetto tonight. And you won't see me at a 7-Eleven after dark, cause it just doesn't feel very right. Was Shaniqua standing in the welfare line? She's got a EBT card and she's doing fine. And do Black Lives Matter? When they go splatter, they're killing each other every day.
You know, Mead's, the original version is just piano, and it's like folky and shit. This version, I think, could be a big hit in the white nationalist community. Like, I bet you Mead could get some decent plays on Spotify, assuming they allowed this track.
13% of the population and 50% of the crime. If you want me to bet on a black life today, I wouldn't spend a dime. And do Black Lives Matter?
I think you get the idea there. I definitely don't want to just single out black people. Mead offends many different groups, including a community I identify with. Yes, I'm talking about the LGBTQIA25882 Empire. Sorry, I think I got some of those numbers and words mixed up. That being said, yes, Mead is not a big fan of the homosexuals and has recorded a song in the past called Pervert Marriage. He hates the idea of two dudes getting married. The original kind of sounded like this.
Here come the gays. Here come the gays. Pervert marriage, it's not real marriage to me.
You know, it's more of that fucking dumb piano shit, right? Well, even though it kind of goes against my people, I gotta say, the metal version of Pervert Marriage is a head-banging triumph.
Here come the gays. Pervert marriage, it's not real marriage to me. Pervert marriage, how can it be? I don't mind the gays. They're perfectly fabulous in many ways, but I do not agree with homosexuality. Marriage should be between a man and a woman. That's how God said it should be. It's always an agenda they're pushing, not about equality. Pervert marriage, it's not real marriage to me. Pervert marriage, how can it be? And I really think our country has gotten way off course. I pray all these pervert marriage and in divorce. Pervert marriage, it's not real marriage to me. Pervert marriage, how can it be? And I really think it's odd, but when you screw with marriage, you're screwing with God. When you screw with marriage, you're screwing with. Here come the gays. Here come the gays. Trying to destroy traditional marriage with all their foolish ways. Let's take the rainbow flag and throw it away.
Yes! This is why AI was invented. I don't care if I boiled the ocean creating these songs. It was worth it. Meet Skelton, if you want these tracks, please just email me. I'd be happy to send them to you if you promise me to post them on your channel. All right, and with that, let's get into the... Oh, by the way, what a great way to end Pride Month. Closing out with a new version of Pervert Marriage. All right, let's get into the crazy, bizarre twist to the fucked up news right now. Not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow. What are you waiting for? Help support this stupidity. Become a true and honorable freak today. Just go to distortedview.com. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. Memberships are very inexpensive. When you sign up, you gain access to all of the exclusive shows we do throughout the week. Typically on Tuesday and Thursday. This week is no different. That means tomorrow's episode is going to be a full-length one just for paying freaks. Today, though, for Sideshow members, I've got a bonus segment that'll be posted on the Sideshow feed. We've been doing these for a couple months now, and we do that about 2 times a week as well. Those mini programs last anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes. It's just another fun thing I get to give my Sideshow freaks. So it's a great time to sign up, support the show. This is how I make my living. Go to distortedview.com right now. Monthly memberships are $9. It's even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. When you sign up, you get access to a podcast feed that you can plug in to just about any podcast app, and you'll get all of the exclusive shows right alongside the free episodes. One thing, though, if you happen to use Spotify, instead of signing up over there at distortedview.com, you will sign up inside of your Spotify app. Just search for Distorted View and click on or tap on the About whatever link, and there will be a link to sign up for the Sideshow content. Same deal with Apple Podcasts, although you're given a choice. You can either sign up on the website over there at distortedview.com, or you can sign up inside of Apple Podcasts. Okay. Oh, one final way to help support the show. We've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. Pledge $5, and you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And of course, yes, we've got some patrons checking in today. But first, two very quick news stories. First up, Armenia's prime minister ignited controversy last week after suggesting that he would physically prove he's got a big, fat, uncut hog. You want to see this motherfucking anteater? My snake looks like an earthworm wearing a turtleneck or something. I don't know why is he so upset about his dick and proving that he's uncut? Well, he's in a fiery dispute with the national church's leadership. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan made the eyebrow-raising offer in a social media post directed at a senior cleric who implied he had renounced Christian values. The spat stems from accusations by Father Zera Asheran, spokesperson for Catholicos Kerkin II, head of the Armenian Apostolic Church. Oh boy, my God. This is not the news story for me to read. The priest denounced unnamed officials who, in his words, had replaced the seal of the Holy Cross with the sign of circumcision. I don't even know what that means. What is the sign of circumcision? Is it like a graphic? An emoji? 666 is the sign of the beast. What's the sign of circumcision? A mushroom cap? Pashinyan responded on Facebook offering to meet with Catholicos Kerkin II and, quote, demonstrate that he had not undergone circumcision. Guys, you all are just too focused on your cocks. How about studying your Bible a little more and studying the head of dicks a little less? Yes, this was an apparent jab at allegations questioning his religious loyalty. Quote, I am ready to provide proof, he wrote, using language that sparked both backlash and bemusement across Armenian media. The Prime Minister's remarks are the latest salvo in a growing feud with the Armenian Church, which he is accused of corruption and hypocrisy. Oh, okay. This is just, one battle in an ongoing war. In earlier comments, Pashinyan accused the Catholicos of secretly fathering a child, all right, thereby violating clerical vows of celibacy. If he denies it, I'm prepared to present evidence, the Prime Minister said. The dispute has been described by critics as a power struggle wrapped in moral outrage and theatrical bravado, drawing comparisons to U.S. President Donald Trump's signature style of confrontational politics. See what happens? We voted this guy into office again, and now everyone's fighting about uncut cocks. What an unintended consequence. Like, we had no idea when we re-elected Donald Trump this was going to happen. We predicted a lot of things. Religious/political squabbles over penises I did not see coming. Trump himself made headlines with an unfiltered remark about the Israel-Iran conflict recently, stating,
we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but more importantly, do you have an uncircumcised cock? On an unrelated note, during that little question and answer segment, Trump uttered this, and I just feel like we can use it somewhere at some point.
The biggest load that we've seen.
Someone turn that into a remix or something. All right. As political and religious tensions mount in Armenia, observers are saying this escalating rhetoric from threats of anatomical proof to moral condemnation has veered far from traditional diplomacy. Yeah, things really are kind of fucked up and strange out there, huh? Final story we have for you. We all love those videos where, like, two girls are fighting over a guy, or a woman finds out that her man is cheating and then starts wailing on him. Basically, any sort of relationship drama, I'm here for. The problem is, like, a lot of TikTokers know that a lot of people love these type of videos, so now most of them are staged. And you have to first question, why is this being filmed? And who's filming it? Like, sometimes the person who's recording is not the person being cheated on or the cheater. It's just like a third party, and you're like, wait a second, who's that? And why are there multiple cameras in different angles? It's like, it's obviously staged, and staged poorly. The acting is always horrible. I guarantee you, though, the events that took place in this next news story, 100% true. Interestingly enough, the story comes from Surprise, Arizona. As in, surprise, some fifth graders have plotted your death. That's literally what happened. Authorities in Arizona say 4 fifth-grade girls are facing criminal charges after allegedly plotting to kill a classmate on their school campus. They grow up so fast these days, you know? You can't blame video games on this one, by the way. They did not learn this behavior from Grand Theft Auto. This is all Netflix or something. According to a newly released police report from the Surprise Police Department, the group of girls, all 10 and 11 years old, reportedly devised a plan back in October to lure a boy to a bathroom at Legacy Traditional School's West Surprise campus, where they intended to fatally stab him. The chilling goal, the report states, was to, quote, just end him. That was a direct quote from one of the girls. Investigators believe the motive may have stemmed from a falling out involving a breakup and accusations of cheating. How do you even cheat on a 10-year-old? He didn't give me his Capri Sun. He gave it to Brandy. I think you know what that means. Are kids fucking now at the age of 10? Could this actually be cheating? Each girl was reportedly assigned a specific role in the plan. How very Ocean's 11. I've never seen Ocean's 11. I'm assuming all the characters had their, specialty. Each girl was reportedly assigned a specific role in the plan. One would carry the knife. Another would draft a fake suicide note to make the killing look self-inflicted. And one girl would serve as a lookout. They had to have seen this in the movies, right? We have featured so many Florida men and women participating in less thought-out plots. You know what I mean? I'm always saying, oh, these are just such bad criminals. In this case, they're kind of good criminals. And they're 10 years. Like, they thought this out. They devised a plan. They divvied up responsibility. There's a lookout. You don't hear that every day, right? Okay, well, what went wrong? They should have been able to carry out this murder. Check this out, right? They also intended to wear gloves to avoid leaving fingerprints on the weapon. I want these bitches in my crew, right? If I ever do some crimes, I know they'll have my back. The alleged plot unraveled when other students overheard discussions about the attack. The one weakness of 10 and 11-year-old girls. They're just so fucking loud. Children in general, that's where the plan always falls apart. They can't do anything quietly. All right, administrators then worked with a school resource officer to begin an investigation. The following day, the girls were pulled aside and questioned. Ladies, were you thinking about killing a classmate of yours? Their backpacks were also searched. All 4 students were arrested and charged with threatening and misdemeanor disorderly conduct. I'm sorry, misdemeanor? They totally plotted out a murder in detail. That's more than just a misdemeanor. That's premeditated, right? Police noted that while 3 of the girls showed signs of regret, a 4th, she's the mastermind, allegedly smiled and laughed while making excuses for their actions. Licensed clinical therapist Travis Webb said, "Bitch be crazy." That's a clinical diagnosis. No, actually, Travis said children that age may not fully grasp the consequences of their behavior due to brain development. Their brains are underdeveloped at 10, 11 years old. The female brain isn't even quite half developed. Dumb girls. The part of the brain that regulates emotion. That kind of talks sense into this. Okay. It's early 20s before the female brain is finished developing. He also pointed to the influence of digital media in shaping young minds. 2025 is different than 1995. It's different than 1975, Webb said. They don't really come up with this on their own. They don't think violently. They certainly don't think about gloves and fingerprints in suicide notes. These girls sure did. They got that from somewhere. Webb urged parents to be mindful of what their children are exposed to online. You have to be a little more aware and a little more vigilant in talking to your fucking psychopath children about what they're seeing on the internet and really helping them, he said. He encouraged parents to speak openly with children about any harmful thoughts they may have, noting it's important not to be punitive. Really listen to them, he said, adding that professional support should be sought if concerning thoughts are revealed. Police say the investigation is now closed and no additional information will be released. The school declined to comment on the incident. I hope they're all expelled. I mean, if I was the kid who was the target, I would not feel safe. You know those dumb bitches have some other friends. They could be trying something on him. You know, they could make his life miserable. According to the report, the students were suspended and faced possible expulsion. All were released to the custody of their parents. Efforts to contact family members of the accused were unsuccessful. Oh, they don't want to speak to media? Shocking. Well, there you go. That's what's happening in our elementary schools here in the United States. And you thought school shootings were the only thing to worry about. No, jealous revenge murders are also a possibility. Maybe homeschooling isn't such a bad idea, you know? That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. This is how we do it. This is how we do the voicemail segment. 206-666-4463. That's the voicemail line number to use. Unless, of course, you're one of my fine freaks who are pledging at least $5 over there at patreon.com/distortedview. It really does help me out, and you guys get access to that special voicemail line where I play your calls first. And yes, we've got some patrons here.
You Tim, Tony Frelas calling in.
Hello.
Hey, are you living with a hoarder?
Yes.
Just want to get right into it.
Yeah, I feel like I've already said that before, but if not, let me just say it now. I am living with a hoarder.
The video recently of you, it's probably a couple months, but of you opening stuff from all your listeners. And you had just a quick little note that Lord Douche saves Ben and Jerry's pint.
Uh-huh.
Like, he saves the plastic. Like the cardboard container.
Paper, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to know the reason. Why does he save these?
I asked him. First of all, I threatened to just throw them all away because we don't need them. Now, in the last, week or two, I again inquired about them, and he said, well, I threw most of them away. And I said, just curious, what are they for? Why would we need used ice cream pints? And he said they're... It's like, it's so stupid. He said, I mean, just imagine when he says that, like, what I'm thinking. He said, they're for seeds. And so naturally I'm like, seeds? S-E-E-D? Seed? Like, what seeds? And I guess, like when he's cooking vegetables or something, and he or fruit or whatever, and he de-seeds them. He collects the seeds, still for unknown reasons. We don't have a garden. I don't know what they're for. I guess if he ever decides to start a garden, he'll have some seeds, like when when he's like taking the seeds out of some hot peppers to make them not so hot, he'll put those in there, I guess. I don't know.
Because he's insane, or because he thinks he could put like household items in them? Is he planting something?
Well, he's not going. No, it's very okay. He's not planning on using the pints as planters. He was just using them to hold the seeds until he would then go out in the backyard in our non-existent garden and plant them.
I need to know. I need to know.
That's like the best answer I got for you, unfortunately. It still leaves a lot of questions, in my opinion.
You're okay. Blink twice if you need us to get you out of there.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep up.
I got to take a picture of some of the stacks of shit in the kitchen.
Hey, Tim. It's Dankton here.
Hi, Dankton.
I'm really sorry to hear everything that's been going on with your mom.
I know. I was just on the show not too long ago saying, no, everything's great. Everything's good. Everything's going good. She's on her medicine or whatever. I called her. I don't even. I called her. I just called her out of the blue to make sure that she got some new medicine that she's going to be on, and then she had to sign for it or whatever. And it was unlike her because she answered the phone right away, and she's like, "Tim, guess where I'm at?" And I wanted to be like, "Are you at a strip club?" You know, like something stupid like that. But I'm like, "Where are you, Mom?" And she's like, "I'm on the floor. I fell down." And I'm like, "Oh no!" She fell. She fell getting up because she's weak, because she's not eating like she should be, right? And she's losing weight, and she fell in her bedroom and then couldn't get up, and she was fucking on the floor for like 2 hours. It just so happened my niece was like stopping over to visit. She just had she was going to get some food, and she's like, "Oh, go visit grandma," and she went over there and found my mom on the floor, which led, the ambulance had to come. It was a whole emergency thing. I'm like, oh my God, I should be like the one day I'm not up there, right? Like this shit happens. Like she just needs to be checked on all the time. Thankfully, nothing was broken. I mean, she's got like a bruise. But she was like dehydrated or had a fever or something. So I think she's still in, I don't know where the hell my mom's at. As of the recording of the show, she was like still in the hospital, and I was like, maybe I should go up there. But they're just observing her. She's okay, and she's in good spirits. So it's just like, it's just like one thing after another. So yeah, thank you.
I want to say I got my like half of my Mormon family to pray for her.
Well, they're not doing it right. They need to pray a little harder,
and
because the shit is hitting the fan.
Just want to say, man. Love you, homie. And,
thank you.
My prayers and thoughts. You're a great guy. You're a great guy.
I am pretty great.
Your mom's just so amazing. She's great. We all love her. Yeah, man. I just hope everything works out.
Yeah,
love you, homie.
I hope so too.
It's been great.
We're gonna have to get on a different schedule with my mom, and I don't know what, but I mean, she's doing okay. Again, going to stay optimistic here when it comes to the cancer. Everything seems to be okay right now. She just needs to just stop falling.
Hey, Tim, it's Davide.
What?
How are you, man? It's a
not great.
Beautiful Monday. I'm going around.
Fuck you with your beautiful Monday.
Putting a bunch of shit out that needs to get sorted out because I have to be.
No one's allowed to call into the voicemail line happy like Davide. Listen to him. Hey, what's up? It's a beautiful day. Life is great. I don't want to hear that shit for the next few weeks.
An adult today, which is all summer.
Everyone needs to call me doom and gloom.
But you're playing Meade talking about if he was a Boy Scout. I can tell you exactly what would have happened. He would have gotten molested a lot because he's a fucking gullible idiot. And so at this point in time, he would know that he was gay, and his life would be much.
So, I hate to say this, but what you're saying, you know what? I'm not going to say it. What you're saying is it would be a good thing if Meade was in the Boy Scouts and that happened to him, because then he would know the truth.
Much better.
He would come to the conclusion,
saying, in this scenario, Meade getting molested is the best thing that could have possibly happened for him.
Well, that's one way to look at it. I have a feeling if I were to ask Meade, he would not agree with you. And actually, Meade was kind of upset. He was thinking, I wish I was in the Boy Scouts. Maybe it's good. Think of it this way, Meade. You could have dodged some bullets there. Or, if you want to agree with Davide, you may have learned something about yourself. I don't know. All right, we're going to end it right there. Guys, thank you so much for all the voicemails. Keep them coming. That's all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Shit lasagna. Shit lasagna.
Spread the distortion. STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. For you Sideshow freaks, later today, I've got a mini bonus segment that'll be posted on the Sideshow feed, so be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow, a full-length Sideshow exclusive episode. So if you're not yet a member, I will see you back here on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Daddy gave me his credit card to buy groceries from the store. And I guess I wanted my Farino. Guess I wanted something more. So I bought a new stereo and a lot more than we could afford, and a new Xbox games, a box of Twinkies, and a new Honda Accord. Daddy's credit card was something special, made me feel like I had fun, made me feel like I was on top of the world. I guess it was a loaded gun. I never knew that a piece of plastic would make my life so fantastic. But Daddy always said to me he wasn't on in charge. But I kept using and abusing Daddy's credit card. Then the bill collectors came. They said, "Oh son, what have you done to me? You have ruined my good name and my credit score. How could this be?" So we cut up Daddy's credit card and buried it in the backyard. Said a little prayer for it to fly away to heaven. And I guess the lesson learned was how credit can get you burned. And I know someday it'll come back to me what I did to my daddy. Daddy's credit card was something special, made me feel like I had fun, made me feel like I was on top of the world. I guess it was a loaded gun. I never knew that a piece of plastic would make my life so fantastic. But Daddy always said to me he wasn't on in charge. But I kept using and abusing Daddy's credit card. Daddy's credit card. Daddy's credit card.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.